Niger, Tinubu APC have ulterior motive for insisting on military option, PDP says. Wow. Yeah, so Nigerians have been saying it, everybody has been saying it, that Tinubu actually has ulterior motive for insisting that there must be military invasion of Niger Republic. And it's still not far from what people have been saying, that they want to throw Nigeria into a state of emergency and capitalize on the section of the constitution that says that if the nation is fighting a war internally or externally and under state of emergency, election cannot be conducted. And so if this materializes, it means that even if the tribunal orders rerun of the presidential elections, it's not going to hold until the state of emergency of the nation is uplifted, if for some reasons Nigeria slide into that state of emergency condition due to invasion of Niger Republic. That has been the statement people have been making. But let's see what PDP has to say with respect to this same opinion. The People Democratic Party, PDP, yesterday said the President Bola Tinubu and the All Progressive Congress, APC, have an ulterior motive for insisting on dragging the military into a needless conflict with Niger Republic. The PDP said the insistence by the APC administration to draft Nigerian soldiers into Niger Republic in defiance to the disapproval by the National Assembly and Nigerians across the board validates apprehensions in the public domain of the ulterior motives by the Tinubu-led APC to import crisis and destabilize the nation for political reasons. PDP said while it frowns at unconstitutional change of government in any part of the world, the situation in Niger Republic does not warrant any external peacekeeping effort and does not constitute any threats whatsoever to Nigeria's interest to justify committing its already overstretched military to harm's way in a needless war. The party added that the insistence of the APC government to go to war in Niger Republic is already heightening tension in Nigeria. A statement by the National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Honorable Debo Ologunagba, said there are insinuations in the public that the APC is only desperate to deploy Nigerian military to Niger Republic so as to provoke possible external aggression from that country, thereby orchestrating a situation for the declaration of a state of emergency in Nigeria with a tendency to cripple the judicial process on the 2023 presidential election and divert attention from the hardship the APC had foisted on the nation in the last 2 months. It is apparent that the APC is desperate to orchestrate a situation of imminent danger of invasion or involvement in a state of war so as to have the excuse to declare a state of emergency under Section 305, subsection 3A and B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. The PDP holds that nothing else can explain why the APC administration is eager to go to war in Niger Republic while it has practically turned a blind eye to the insecurity situation in our country, even with the mindless killing of over 500 innocent Nigerians in Plateau, Benue, Niger State, Kaduna, and other states of the Federation since May 2023. Also distressing is that the APC is ready to deploy billions of naira to prosecute a needless war despite our ailing national economy, crippled production sector, and the energy crisis, massive unemployment, frightening fall in the value of the naira, and excruciating hardship in the country, occasioned by its ill-informed, hasty, and ill-implemented policies. Such can only come from an anti-people administration that has no iota of interest in the security and well-being of the nation and its citizens. The PDP urges the military High Commander to take note of the disapproval of the National Assembly to the deployment of our troops to Niger Republic and be guided by the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. Wow. So again, what PDP is saying is not different from what other Nigerians have been saying. Okay, so the APC, Tinubu APC-led government actually is looking for a way to remain politically relevant and to remain in office as long as possible, having seen that the tribunal judgment might lead to a rerun of an election, and once a country is in a state of emergency, it cannot conduct election in it. And that is exactly what these people want to do. So it's a tactical approach to orchestrate state of emergency declaration in Nigeria so that they can capitalize on that to undermine or overrule the tribunal's judgment that Nigerians are hopefully expecting. Wow. And it is clear and obvious that the APC-led government actually does not have the interest of the people at heart. It's their own political interest that they have at heart. And that is what is driving their motive for, working hard to invade Niger Republic. Coupled with the fact that with the kind of economic hardship and naira devaluation in Nigeria, they're already voting billions of naira into sponsoring that war in Niger Republic. Because I quite understand that almost all the West African countries are going to ride on the back of Nigeria to that war. They won't donate anything meaningful. They will expect Nigeria to sponsor that war. And from there, the Western countries who are also giving fire at the back end will give aids, give donations to Nigeria, and then use it to plunder Nigerian resources. The Western world also want to find a way to remain relevant and to remain, domineering to the African region, especially the West African sub-region. So it's more of the Western interest than Nigerian interest. Nigeria does not really have any political economic interest in Niger Republic that will warrant her sponsoring a war or sponsoring whatever, a restoration of democracy in Niger Republic. So it is quite unfortunate that they have this ulterior motive as opined by the PDP leadership or by the PDP team as a party. So Tinubu need to think twice, APC need to think twice and make sure they don't embark on that war and don't distract us from the tons of problems that we already have in Nigeria. One of it is this economic hardship occasioned by removal of the fuel subsidy without any mitigative action, and then the float of naira exchange rate, which has, by default, devalued our currency in the international market, making life more unbearable for both manufacturers and for importers and exporters and people that do their legitimate business with dollar or pounds. Okay, and there are more problems than that. We have problem of insecurity that our military has not even been able to resolve, and now you want to commit them to external war in Niger Republic when the internal war of terrorism they are not even anywhere concluding it because they're already overstretched. The military is already sabotaged, and so it's very difficult to win that war. And you want to put another war. Already some soldiers are already saying if they get to Niger Republic, they will not fight because they are brothers. They will just drop their ammunition and from there they find their level. So it means that even Tinubu deploying Nigerian soldiers to Niger Republic, there is going to be huge sabotage within the military in Niger Republic if they ever go there to fight. And they also need to think about that. And that is the biggest of all the risks because they will never win that war. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment on what PDP is saying about the APC's intention to invade Niger Republic in the bid to restore democracy, saying that there is ulterior political motive to that plan.